Hey, it's Tim. It's about 7:45 back in the States. Good to be home. And emerging markets trading slightly higher this morning in Asia. Most markets back other than China and Taiwan off the Chinese New Year's. India up about 16 bips. Holding good support on the Sensex at 18,000 is a level I think you can get involved, and I do think both a couple of the industrial names and even the banks are interesting at these levels. The story in Central Europe is also one of pretty good tone, with the exception of Russia, where I think there's some overweights. The state is going to be selling 10% in VTB. This is one of the two big state banks, and I think this is creating some heaviness. Guys clearing off some space on their balance sheet to possibly take down this deal, but we'll watch that. I think some of the sellers are coming through in this market, and a place where universal love had been expressed over the last couple of weeks looks to be one of the market that maybe hasn't corrected as much, especially when I look at Turkey, when I look at South Africa, when I look at Brazil, when I look at India, Indonesia. So it's been a rough sled for January across much of EM. Russia traded very well. I think you're starting to see some heaviness and some choppy trading for the resources, especially in the gold sector. Harmony had pretty good numbers out last night. These guys will be a 2 million ounce producer, and reiterating guidance for those guys is ultimately very positive. So keep an eye on that. The headline global macro, which always is I think the big thing we're watching these days, remains full this week. BOE meeting on Thursday. Bernanke is going to be speaking in front of the House Budget Committee on Thursday. Interpretation of at least the latest labor data in the States. Friday's non-farm payroll, which was weak but brought the unemployment rate down. I think a lot of people definitely will be watching. The other thing to watch is even in Australia, with the Queensland floods having spiked commodity prices, the question is, how sustainable is this, and does it continue to pull back? I think a lot of people feel you should fade this price spike underlying, but again, we will find out. That's enough for here. Let's stay posted. Thanks.